Chi volunteers visit flood survivor who remembers aid some 20 years ago. A Haitian Catholic priest becomes Tzu Chi volunteer to continue serving the poor. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. In 1998, Hunan province in China suffered from serious floods, and Tzu Chi went there to hold distribution and to build 64 houses for the flood survivors. During this year's China Charity Project exhibition in Shenzhen, Guangdong province, a member of the public went to the Tzu Chi booth and told the volunteers that his father-in-law was one of the flood survivors who received new house from Tzu Chi and cherished this aid long ago.
Things have changed. This flat white road was once full of dust.
These people suffered 20 years ago, so we are wondering if they are doing fine, if their houses are fine, if they have enough winter clothes.
After 21 years, Tzu Chi volunteers are back in Hunan. The residents still remember clearly Tzu Chi, so they welcome the volunteers to their house. And on the wall is Master Zheng Yan's little frame. The volunteers see a Jingsen aphorism on the wall. It brings back a lot of memory.
There were 5 people in my family and our house was gone. To look after the displaced people like us due to the floods, Tzu Chi built houses for us for free. Every family received a 2-story house.
It was Zhang Yanqiu's reminiscence that brought Tzu Chi volunteers to visit these residents again. These residents received the comforters and also cotton jackets. The elderly couple's son opens a barber shop in the village. These elderly women cherish these cotton jackets very much.
The words Tzu Chi are not washed away. These 2 words won't be washed away. They will forever remain in my heart.
She worries the jacket will get worn out, so she wants to save it. If it is worn out or torn, she will feel bad about it.
The elderly woman is illiterate, but she knows the words Tzu Chi and remembers them clearly.
You counted from here 64 houses. The inscriptions on the steel are here, but the inscriptions have become unreadable. Here is the Compassion and Relief Tzu Chi Foundation.
After 20 years, the bond built so long ago is still clear between the residents and the volunteers.
The Overseas Tzu Chi Certification Training Seminar was launched recently in Taiwan. Volunteers from 26 countries and regions came to the island to receive their certification. Even if they came from different nations, their manners in Tzu Chi must be consistent.
Adjusting the posture carefully, even a simple action of putting palms together is also very vigorous. Every step of the posture of how to worship the Buddha wholeheartedly and respectfully is needed to be carefully studied.
In fact, it's a very simple posture of worshipping the Buddha. Yet, if you do that among so many people, you need to give up your own rhythm and fit into everyone's.
When you wear the Tzu Chi uniform, including the blue shirt and the white pants, you cannot carry a slanted bag.
From clothing to manners, all are introduced one by one. Overseas volunteers come to Taiwan for their volunteer certification. Even though they come from different countries, their clothing and manners must be consistent.
I like to see them all together, all in one room, because some of the gowns I had not seen yet.
需要以食就口。启示说师姐给一个错误的示范，就是有没有？
The manners of eating should also be formal. Everything in the daily life is a spiritual cultivation. The program was carefully designed so that overseas volunteers can learn the proper daily manners of being a Tzu Chi volunteer. The father of a Catholic church, who served the impoverished and children in local area with free hot food, finally came to Taiwan this year to certify as a Tzu Chi volunteer. He is willing to follow the footsteps of Master Zheng Yan to spread the love to everyone.
I see me in Master, and I would like to follow her, to help her to change the world.
The overseas volunteers, who are coming from 26 countries, return to Taiwan to have certification so that they are more determined to walk the Tzu Chi path to do good deeds.
Tzu Chi's quick assistance in Haiti led to a connection with Catholic priest, Father Tzu Chi. While doing his work, this priest realized his vision and goals are very similar to Tzu Chi's, and now he's getting his certification to be an official Tzu Chi volunteer.
In Haiti, not only in the slum, we need poor people who are able to help poor people.
This is the scene towards the end of June in the United States, where Father Tzu Chi from Haiti is doing the last training he needs to complete his Tzu Chi volunteer certification. He also brought with him $238 in donations to contribute to the African cyclone disaster.
I was also very impressed by the spirit of Master Chen Yang. That's why every day I try to promote the spirit of Master and the spirit of Tzu Chi Foundation. We are in the same spirit, in the same goal.
The strong affinity of Father Tzu Chi and Tzu Chi began in Haiti with Tzu Chi's distribution of Taiwan rice, provided by the Ministry of Agriculture. Knowing Father Tzu Chi for over 7 years, James Chen, a Tzu Chi volunteer from the United States, speaks fondly of this father who has refused many rank promotions.
He's been of service in City Soleil and La Saline for 42 years, which means he has been a father for at least 42 years. In these long years, he's had the opportunity to be promoted to bishop or even cardinal, but because he doesn't want to leave these two slum areas, he has refused. His wish is to stay here in the most dangerous land and help the people. This is why he has stayed at his post. It is his spirit of things that I most respect and admire.
This is my 77th trip to Haiti.
Each year, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers travel to Haiti to collaborate with the local volunteers on aid distributions. Father Tzu Chi's service region is one of the distribution areas. He provides free food for over 1,000 poor students to eat. And the rice Tzu Chi has provided has helped solve the food shortage in his kitchen. In 2017, Father Tzu Chi added hot meal service for the elderly.
We have prepared food for the children here, but after meeting with Master Zheng Yan, I began to provide food for the elderly. We are helping 250 seniors, including those who are visually impaired or physically unable.
Due to meeting Tzu Chi, the father has even more confidence in the charity mission he is carrying out. As the years go on, the father has added a repurposed hat made out of the rice bag to his outfit.
Because they are very grateful to Taiwan, to Tzu Chi and Master Zheng Yan. Whenever they put on this hat, they are reminded of Taiwan's rice and Tzu Chi people.
Meanwhile, this strong affinity has helped him put on the infamous blue and white uniform of Tzu Chi during a distribution in February of 2018 for the first time.
People are very happy to receive from Taiwan and from Master Zheng Yan rice again. The compassion of Master is very large, like a sea.
Il y a beaucoup plus d'enfants qui viennent à l'école parce que
Many of the children go to school because they know they'll get food there. Parents are more willing to send their children to school because at least the children can eat at school. When you educate the children, you will produce an educated society. This society can then create opportunities and growth.
Thank you, Taiwan. Thank you, Tzu Chi.
The spirit of Tzu Chi's bamboo coin bank is also carried out in Port-au-Prince, in the most forgotten corner of the city. Seeing the poor donate their money one by one is like seeing lamps lighting up, shining brightly like Father Tzu Chi's path of becoming a certified Tzu Chi volunteer.
we need poor people who are able to help poor people. There is a cooperation, a collaboration between them. Otherwise, they will remain poor. But if they can put together, I think they will involve and get out of their situation, their poor situation.
At the Dongda recycling station in Taichung, there's an elderly pair of sisters who are dedicated to recycling. Both are more than 80 years old. Since the elder sister has mobility issues, the younger sister supports her when needed. They are so passionate in serving the public that the other volunteers see them as role models.
A pair of sisters have come to the recycling station at Tzu Chi Dongda grounds. They are quite famous here.
One of them is named Jin Man, and the other one is named Jin Zhu. They are the Manchu sisters, right?
The two sisters, who are 5 years apart in age, have come to volunteer together. While Jin Zhu is 85, her younger sister Jin Man is 80 years old. While they have the same height and look alike, the two sisters have very different personalities. Before Jin Man retired, she owned a breakfast shop. She's very agile, and being a Tzu Chi volunteer is her dream.
You cannot read. How can you become a volunteer? People who volunteer with Tzu Chi are literate. Therefore, I replied, I will do work that does not require literacy. I will do work that does not require writing.
Through the guidance of her older sister, Jin Man has been volunteering for 8 years. Jin Zhu has been volunteering for more than 10 years, but she's shy and low profile. While one of them is outgoing, the other one is reserved, but both of them enjoy serving. Grandma Jin Zhu's left leg actually hurts because she underwent hip surgery. Despite that, she insists on volunteering at the recycling station, which is inspiring to other volunteers.
Jin Zhu is my role model. When I am in pain, I think of her, and then I will have the courage to carry on.
The younger sister supports her elder sister who has mobility issues. Their companionship and hardworking spirit is much valued at the recycling station.
A New Shoot Scholarship recipient in Chaozhou is 19-year-old Huang Xing'an. He suffered from mild mental challenges and came from a poor family. However, he was inspired by his dance teacher during junior high school and became a talented ballroom dancer who has received many awards. Let's take a look.
Huang Xian's partner feels secure dancing with him because he practices diligently and wins the competition often. However, he suffered from mild mental challenges and he has to collect recyclables to sustain his family.
He was a dark and smelly boy who suddenly ran out of a truck. I was scared and I ran. That was my first impression of him.
He came from a poor family because his father had a stroke and his mother has long been in the hospital.
His mother has to live in a hospital ward for a long period of time. He's a nice boy that rides a bicycle to visit his mom whenever he's free.
His life started to change when he began to learn ballroom dancing.
If I didn't meet my teacher, my life will be in the dark.
He understands the meaning of working hard and practices diligently. The teacher told him he will succeed after 500 times. It was a simple thought, and one day he said he has did it 370 times.
He worked hard and has great talent, hence the ballroom dance teacher gave him rigorous training. He was offered admission to Meiho University because he received many awards. However, he had a hard time getting used to college life. Fortunately, his teacher reached out to him.
We should help him build his confidence so that he will understand that he can do it.
He not only helps at the recycling station often, but he is always prepared to do good deeds.
A grandpa has not enough money to take the train back to Tainan, so I gave him some. I saved the whole basket of coins to save those in need.
World Bank statistics tell us that by 2050, global demand for food will increase by 50% due to population increase. Where will this food come from? In the past few years, vertical factory farms have become one such alternative. However, there's another group of people who are contrary to technology. They believe we should entirely be dependent on simply what God gives us.
Going into this factory gate and gazing at dozens of rows of shelves. This is a factory that specializes in the production of fresh vegetables.
This is a type of lettuce. You can see that it is grown through hydroponics, which uses organic liquid fertilizer, so the roots grow very healthy.
Originally, he wanted to simply create safer food and didn't expect it to grow bigger and bigger. Now, this 2,400 square meter factory can produce 1.5 tons of vegetables per day, making it Asia's largest such factory. How can plants grow in a factory? All of it actually depends on technology. LED lights mimic the solar spectrum, and soil has been replaced with hydroponics and nutrient solutions. Also, cyclic simulation of airflow, mechanized harvesting, and recycling of water, all of these done according to the special needs and characteristics of various plants. By completely controlling the plant growth environment, pollution-free crops can be grown 365 days a year.
I hope that this can become a type of climate, and the amount of land and natural elements will grow. And of course, the amount of chemical fertilizer will continue to decline.
Here's the roof of NTU's Agricultural Institute, and it holds one of Professor Fang Wei's secrets. The 20-year-old greenhouse is now his secret garden. It specializes in vertical agricultural methods, plant characteristics of different crops, light spectrum, living environment, and optimal nutrition needs for different plants. For domestic factory farms, it is an important reference. Since 1992, Professor Fang Wei has been involved in this research.
This is Wedelia chinensis. This plant dish can be refined into 3 kinds of medicinal ingredients that inhibit prostate cancer.
According to a UN survey, the global population will grow from the current 7.3 billion people to 8.5 billion in 2030 and 9.7 billion in 2050. It is estimated that in order to feed the population in 2050, food production will need to increase by 70% from 2007 levels, and global cereal production must increase from 2.1 billion tons to 3 billion tons by 2050. This means that harvests need to double.
We will only use good farmland to make roots. This can reduce the burden on farmland.
Vertical farms can produce more food with less land and water. It can also keep plants away from harmful chemical fertilizers and pesticides, but it consumes more energy than traditional agriculture. Many Japanese technology factories have invested in vertical plant factories and have been suffered from poor revenue. But what cannot be denied is this planting method saves land and is an effective way to control production. In the suburbs of Taipei City, in Yangmingshan is the home of Tang Yan Han.
Each time I can pick a few kilograms for each pick. We don't have many, only about 20 coffee trees. Yes, I'm like a Doraemon.
Tang Yan Han is known to promote natural farming in Yangmingshan for more than 10 years. He lives a life of self-sufficiency.
When the weather is good, it will take a week or two. If the weather is bad, it will be intermittent. Sometimes it may take half a month or a month.
For the 7 essential items in the kitchen, such as rice, oil, salt, soy sauce, vinegar, and tea, all are self-produced. They even rely on a mountain spring and burns firewood, eat the rice and vegetables they grow. This group of people have left the hustle and bustle of urban life, though they may seem poor in the eyes of ordinary people.
My health was not in good condition. I used to smoke and chew betel nut. I weighed more than 100 kilograms and even 120 kilograms. I didn't like looking at myself.
Before the age of 40, he was a shareholder in a media company. In the eyes of many people, he was very successful, but his health was a red light for him as he began to retreat into nature. At the end of February in Yangmingshan is the spring season for farmers to begin their plantings.
We are now reinforcing the paddy. Each time, if there's overflow or the end of the field may not be high enough, we will increase it or widen it.
Yahan's natural farming law originated from Australia. It is also known as sustainable living design or permaculture farming. It is a natural system that combines original ecology, horticulture, and agriculture in many different fields of knowledge. The farm is not as neat and tidy as ordinary farm method, but it seeks a balance between the two.
It is better to plant different crops together, because if plant only one crop in a field, it is easy to have pests and diseases. If mixed like a forest, or what we call it a food forest, it will have a balance. So the problem of agriculture now is that it is unbalanced. There is a stove here, the bed is here. You can go up and down, and there is a mosquito net.
A quilted table, then you can sleep peacefully, and that's all you need.
I want people to become better and their lives on this planet to get better, but we also hope that the earth will be better.
Reducing the demand for excess goods and being more friendly to the land is something we should seek out. The most natural way to live is the best for humans and the planet.
The Tzu Chi New Zealand chapter distributed daily necessities to 49 low-income families in Christchurch. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.